Is it coming along?
Huh?
Does it show us both as live? There it is.
I'm
I got a little
hoping.
laggy on my end.
Ah, I can't find your channel for some stupid reason. Oh no, that'll work, won't it?
Make sure and put the 3 ends in. That makes a difference.
Last live streams, you're not registering yet. Hello,
Hi, everybody.
everybody. Do we have
It's been
anybody?
a week, hasn't it?
I don't know. I actually checked out of the Trump Hotel all week. Just a couple of
Did
things in the
you?
morning. Yeah, I was starting to get used to it. Had to walk away. It's like, nope, we don't need us becoming used to it.
Yeah. I swear to God, he knows when I go live.
All right, of course he does.
He knows it down to the moment.
Of course he does.
He has been quiet all evening. Good evening, Papa Cat.
Where is he's downstairs.
Ah.
So is that what this is about? I guess so. Huh.
So shall we start with the Medicare cuts?
Yeah, what about him?
How many people?
Where is the big beautiful bill?
The big beautiful bill. Apparently yesterday, Elon tweeted that the big beautiful bill, such as it is, hold on a second. Look at who we got here.
Ah,
Hello.
hello.
Let's see. What did I do?
I don't think it's you. I think it's me.
Well, I'm trying to see because on the computer, it's wow, that's a delay.
Yeah, there's some delay going on.
Wow, that is a delay.
Dang. Okay. But here I am.
Here you are. We were just starting to talk about the big beautiful bill.
Okay, now fill me in because I've been out of the loop because I've been swamped with work and I just finished, I don't know, it feels like 3 years of charting and I've only been there for, 2 months. So what have I missed in the world of everything?
Oh my goodness. Girl.
Yeah.
This week was like, and I don't have notes, so we're just going to hope that the audience is going to throw us all the stuff that happened in the last week.
Yes,
the big beautiful bill passed the House.
Okay, and what is the beautiful bill?
It's I know the nothing. One that cuts Medicaid and gives a massive tax cut to the top 1%.
Excellent. That's gonna work out great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that also the taking of EBT and all the other stuff too?
Yeah, it's got everything in it. It's one big beautiful bill.
That takes everything away from poverty-stricken families.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it passed the House.
Mm-hmm.
And then yesterday, Elon Musk tweeted that he couldn't keep his mouth closed anymore. And that the big beautiful bill was a terrible idea. Hi, Radiate Life. How are you, Lorelai?
Yeah, that's nice.
Hi, Adam.
But literally a day late. and billions
Well,
of dollars short.
a day late and $1 short, but wait for it. Wait for it. For the news today.
Wearing these and the sound's not even coming from my AirPods. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you just fine.
Why is it not? I got to tweak some things because I don't know why after we're doing phone audio when it says that we're connected with AirPods and AirPods are doing nothing. I've been having technical difficulties. I had a very important, what do you call it? Well, it was an interview basically, and it's for a volunteer position, but it's one that's very important to me that I want it really bad. And I log on and I'm like, I can't hear you. She's like, I can hear you mouthing it. I'm like, I can't hear you. And my AirPods were doing a thing then too. Whatever.
So can you hear us now?
I mean, I can hear you fine. It's just I was wearing earpods and it's no sounds coming.
And it wasn't going,
even though it said that they were connected. Now I'm going to try to plug in the power so I don't run out. And if it's plugged into my Mac, then, who knows what's going to happen next. We'll see. Maybe I could use something.
What do you expect with a Mac?
Watch it. What I expect is I don't have to do a whole lot of thinking anymore when I need to do stuff on a computer.
Exactly.
That is the point.
And that's why I decided, in my old age to switch to Mac, because I used to build my own PCs.
I used to build my own too, but
yeah.
And hubby is the techie in the house, and he decided he was done doing tech support for the rest of the family, and moved us all to Macs.
Oh, okay. Chat, just so you know, this live stream is not sponsored by Dr. Pepper, but I gotta have one right now.
I just ask brain fog. I just inhaled my dinner.
Oh,
in front of me, and I thought we were live. That was the funny part.
Oh, how funny!
I was trying to do it before we went live. Yes.
Yeah. Would have liked to have joined you guys for the pre-show.
Oh, we didn't.
Yeah, I was like totally trying to get caught up on.
It was mostly me shoveling food down my.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was filing my nails. I came up later than expected. It's like that one took it. Today's took it out of me. That's why. It's like I only should have just left it to you two. But I'll go back. I'll get riled back up again. I know I will.
That's all right. And this can be totally chill. It can be totally chill. So now the big beautiful bill. Now that you're saying things like that, it kind of rings a bell. When I'm in the Palm Springs office, because the CEO is actually there and she's fretting, because we are losing grants and all sorts of things, because of this. And this week, I'm sure she's. I won't be back in that office until a week from Friday, and I hope she's calmed down by then. She's not. She's wonderful, and I love her, but she's very stressed right now. And
understandably.
Talking to new clients on the phone, sometimes several of them, especially this week, they're like, with everything that's going on, am I still going to be able to get my services? And the best that I can tell them is we can't worry today about something that hasn't happened yet. Just stay informed, stay in touch with us, and we're going to do the best that we can to make sure everybody gets what they need.
Well,
scary.
There is a reason that the budget is in September or November. I mean, this is just the first round.
Yeah.
Being a military kid, I knew what the budget was. So, and when they made a big deal about it being gone for a week, it's like, no, have it be gone for like 3 months and then we'll talk.
Yeah.
So it's just July. I mean, it's just June.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but the government, they have a special government pass thing that allows them to continue operating only until like September or October.
That's when it's supposed to be done. No,
right.
that's normal.
Or are we shut down? Are we in risk of a shutdown or anything?
No.
Yes.
No, we're not. Because it's at September.
I'm not bothered by it because everything's FUBAR anyway.
I was going to say September or October is when it does it for real. So they're just messing with you saying, oh, we have until this. No, that's for real. That's the real deadline.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like, I just sit there and I'm like, First time they started talking about it, I'm like, what month are we in? So, did we lose her?
No, I'm still here.
No.
I just looked in the mirror to put on some lip balm and discovered that I'm a big shiny mess.
So,
so last minute makeup.
I know that.
It's like after the last minute, actually.
Yeah, we're still running that. If they don't pass the budget bill, then they have to pass other things for the continuous resolution to keep working. So they have to change. They have to pass something about the budget by the end of the summer.
Okay.
No, not the end of the summer. It's September, and then they have until October. I don't know when they started doing this crap about playing with the budget in June. That's the thing. It's like I knew every freaking year because my dad went from, military to the government. So I knew all about the budget. The month before, or the month of September, or whichever month it is, I get to hear about it every day. It's the only time my dad ever talked about work.
Yeah.
Was the budget.
Okay. I didn't really want my forehead to be.
I was going to say, are you supposed to be this close?
I did not change the orientation of my phone. I don't know what.
Hey, Professor.
I don't know what's going on. I'm going to turn off my camera again so nobody gets dizzy. I'm going to flip it horizontal, which is how I wanted in the first place, but it's in portrait, but displaying
horizontal.
As if it's horizontal. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what happens now.
So the big beautiful bill is passed the House, but Elon tweeted yesterday that it was a bad bill. And that it would increase the deficit by a huge amount, and that we should tank anybody who supports it for their betrayal of the American people.
They're making addendums to that. When they make addendums to it, it doesn't even reach a vote. It goes back to the House. So every time somebody messes with it, it goes back.
Right.
So
right. And then they're concerned that if the Senate messes with it, then it won't pass the House again, right?
Right. And that's the point, honestly. They don't want this bill to go through, especially since he's left, since Elon's taken flight. It's like, now, I mean, I'm thinking, they're messing with a hacker, that, because he probably hired nothing but hackers. Well, and so they have all of our information.
Yeah, straight out of high school.
Yeah. And but he's already sending tweets backing down. You guys have to see this. Check this out.
Maybe he's just doing it to the public. Because I'm sure his kids are going, oh, hell no.
He's acting like a jilted girlfriend.
This is the Tesla share price today.
Tesla's going to get tired of his ish too, and then he's going to, because they can actually oust him. I do not believe he actually has a majority holding in Tesla.
Nope. And even if he did, it's who gave him the money that did it to tell him what to do. Right. Which everybody thinks might be Saudi Arabia.
Oh, okay.
So he can say he has it, and on paper he'd have it, and there'd be a handshake for the loan. But when the Saudis go, hey, dude, give it back.
I had to get a good look at that lovely little, oh my goodness. I would ski that if it was covered in snow, or not ski, but snowboard. That would be like the best ride on a snowboard, that little total decline there.
Just your mountain.
Skiing up there.
I like your background too. It's sort of cool.
What, mine?
Mm-hmm.
That's my actual. So we are greetings from beneath my bed. So I have a loft bed.
Yeah, you have a loft bed. Excellent.
Just before turning 55, I said, this is the time. I want to crawl up to the ceiling to get into my bed. But I have a small bedroom, and so it gave me, this is like my desk, my office space here.
Now you have a big bedroom.
No, I don't. I have a little one.
But you doubled the floor space.
No, but you doubled the floor space.
Now I do. Yeah. So, and then a added bonus was With a regular bed, I had a tendency to spend all my time there. So my computer, my iPad, books, everything was piled on there. And so now that I have the office space, all of that stays down here. I do take the iPad up, but usually that's, if I'm going to journal or something before I go to sleep, or I'm playing a game or something. But the phone and the iPad are the only electronics that get to go upstairs. Everything else stays down here, and I've been sleeping better. Huh, weird.
I've had a TV in my room since I was born. So I have, for real. You have one.
I do. Yeah. I got it.
I want to get another one so I can put some teeth in them.
Oh. Yeah, this one got my my trans. I kept looking for an actual flag that said allies. I'm just gonna have to take a Sharpie and write ally on here. But yeah, this is my mini me.
Like, you should know, even if you just don't even put allies, that means you are an ally.
True.
Because people will ask you stupid questions. You can give them stupid answers.
Oh, and I love that so much. So much.
It is the best.
So.
Yes, that's why it's great that they're fighting right now during Pride Month.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It is a nice gift for Pride Month. Did you guys hear about Joni Ernst?
Oh, now what'd she do?
So she had a town hall last week. Or maybe it was earlier this week. She had a town hall. Mm-hmm. And people were videotaping it. And people were complaining that she was talking about the Medicare cuts.
Yeah.
And people said, people are going to die. And her response was, we're all going to die.
So let's just go ahead.
We're all going to die.
When they kept saying that, Obamacare was going to kill everybody's grandmas and all of that.
Yeah.
It's Joni.
We're all going to die. We're all going to die. And so then the next day, she went out to the cemetery and tweeted a non-apology saying, I am so sorry that some of my constituents didn't realize that we're all actually going to perish from this earth, which is why you should come to Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior.
I didn't hear that one.
Yes, indeed.
I only heard the beginning.
And also, I'm really glad that I didn't tell him about the tooth fairy. I mean, like, literally. I'm quoting literally.
I don't usually like to say things like this, but is she off her meds?
Right?
I usually don't say, am I more qualified than these people?
Yes.
That's some crazy doo-doo, man. Oh, wow.
Oh.
Nope, I have a TV in my bedroom.
Mm-hmm. It depends.
I have always had a TV in my bedroom.
Yeah, I do too. And that was the other thing, because it was up so high. And so for my bed, it was just kind of a struggle. And so now from the loft, I'm like, right there. It's perfect. I forgot. I had been picking up on Temu, just having the most fun getting little gadgets and things. I wanted to, do you mind if I test out my little Temu microphone while we're on here?
No, test out the Temu microphone. Brain fog, you had something to show me.
Didn't you have a tariff?
Yeah, no, didn't you have a tariff?
No, this was months ago. Why is my mom sending me texts and it just says empty message? What is going on?
Because she's your mom?
Little old lady with tech.
Whose tooth fairy is freaky?
Tooth fairy is kind of freaky. I mean, like, she collects teeth.
There's the horror movie Tooth Fairy, and then gosh, that creepypasta that they based a TV show on. It was like a limited run series on Sci-Fi years ago.
It's not the Exodus, it's the Omen. Because the monkey scene in The Omen used to make me laugh so hard. And I would never be able to go back to sleep. So we'd be watching The Omen go to bed. We did with The Exorcist too, but The Omen made us laugh.
Oh, okay.
Or made me laugh.
Oh, that's funny.
We're goths. Of course we watch
I fell asleep the first time I watched The Exorcist and Paranormal Activity. I burst out laughing at the end.
The one
And
that
this
destroyed
I'm
me
like, let's
was
make it as scary as possible. I don't even know if this is this.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Does it sound different or?
Yes, it does.
Slightly different.
It sounds slightly better.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, my roommate was out on a retreat or something, and I'm in this tiny little old house that everything creaked, and I'm by myself. It's just me and a cat. I'm like, okay, so everybody says this is so scary. I'm gonna watch Paranormal Activity, and it gets to the very end, and when his body goes flying, I burst out hollering. And I was just like, is there something wrong with me?
Did you grow up in an old house?
No, this was a little house that I rented with a friend of mine.
But did you grow up in an old house?
Oh, no, not really. We don't really have old houses in California. The new ones in Teldom down in Southern California. We don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say Northern California. Mine was from 1929.
Yeah, I did live in a one that was built in 1921 because we have like districts in Riverside where they preserve houses, and so this was in the Heritage District. And it's funny, everybody around me swore it was they were seeing and hearing ghosts. A police officer had actually lost his life there in a shooting. It was a disturbance call, and I can't remember the shooter's name. He's on. Well, he's in storage now because we don't have death row in California anymore. But officer approaches to ask her to turn her radio down because the evil neighbor was, and I know what neighbor it was because when we moved into the house, she still lived there and complained about everything. And I was just like, call the cops. How about we just talk about it? I didn't have any trouble with her. Yeah, it was wild because I was a court clerk at the time. I became the exhibits clerk while the trial was on. So two things happened. When we first moved in, they didn't disclose to us that was the house where Officer Doug Jacobs was killed.
Nice. That's illegal.
Isn't that a required disclosure?
Yes.
It most assuredly is. And I think she got my friend, when she bought the house, she got some money back. So that's number one. Number two, so we're looking at like, that's some weird damage on that tree. It almost looks like it has been shot. But nobody said anything. And then on the side of the house, it had been converted into, they'd split it. So they had, into two rental units. So they rented the upstairs separate from the bottom. It was a Craftsman. And then when she bought it, of course, she turned it back into a single family home, but we kept the stairs on the side, and which was cool because that was the room that I had. And so I could come and go privately. Her daughter had the room downstairs and she had the room on the other side. And then it was like a shared bathroom between the two bedrooms upstairs. And so I'm moving in and I'm taking my stuff up the stairs on the side. And I was like, that's weird. There's like a whole square of the paneling on the side that's been cut out, and they just popped in a piece of plywood or something and painted over it. And I'm like, that's odd. And then I found missing piece of our house in exhibits.
Oh wow!
Exhibit?
It was an exhibit because it had
court exhibit.
It had bullet holes in it.
Court exhibit,
so,
right?
Doug is trying to come. He goes up the stairs to speak to. I don't even want to remember the man's name. It's like almost on the tip of my tongue. Anyway,
don't worry about it.
Goes up the stairs to talk to the mom because she's sitting out there with this, and also found in exhibits this really cheesy, dirty-looking plastic pink boom box that she would sit out on the stairs and play music really loud and irritate the crap out of the neighbor next door who had a baby. Neighbor calls the police. The officer goes tries to approach up the steps to speak to her and ask her to turn it down. Her son may have been high out of his mind, who knows, but felt that this situation warranted
Escalation.
shooting at a cop. Yeah. So the cop is halfway up the stairs, Doug, and the son comes through the house downstairs and then back up around him, fires at him, misses. Doug turns to return fire. He hits the side of the house and the tree, and then his killer gets another shot off, and yeah, right there by my bedroom. So my friend and her daughter are just like, the house is haunted, and I was just like, I'm not picking up anything. I wasn't really particularly keen or open back then like I am now. But I wasn't picking up anything. I was like, oh, well, because they were being weird. I was just like, if anything, it's probably Doug here to make sure that we're safe. He's just checking to make sure the doors are locked because y'all are stupid and you don't lock the doors. And and I just let it go with that. But yeah, it was a beautiful house. I loved it. And she bit off more than she could chew. I think she got a little bit greedy. And I remember telling her, we were roommates here, not far from where I live now, in a condo that we were renting. And when she decided to buy the house, I remember telling her distinctively, I said, I'll move with you, but don't bite off more than you can chew. You want to get something that you can afford without me so that my money is just gravy. Okay. And then she takes out a second on the house. Somebody made an offer. She didn't tell me. Somebody made an offer when we were moving in, and she turned it down and instead got a second. And I need somebody to help me understand that.
Mm-mm.
No, I don't understand that.
Yeah. And so then when I decided it was time for me to go to nursing school and I had to move because I couldn't pay her rent anymore, she lost the house. Yeah.
No, we live in an old naval air base, so we've got ghosts. I'm used to them.
I'm sure you do.
I grew up with ghosts. I just go, whatever.
Yeah.
Do. It's like anything sounds too close because it's all noise, because it's in new condominium, so none of them are stable as they should be. And it's like I'll hear something and I'll go, okay, it's not Birdie, whatever.
Whatever. Just remember, it's my house. You only hang here.
Actually, I say it's your house, and it's your land, and I've got the house. So
yeah,
why don't we just try to get along, get over it?
Coexist.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've never really had trouble. And more than likely, if I get visits from my friend Daisy. Kim came by, and actually the week of Memorial Day, I saw a lot of butterflies, and butterflies are usually Kim or Daisy. And I got both, and it's weird because I can tell which one's which. So I can tell the Kim butterflies mainly because of where I'm seeing them. If I'm at home or at, and the last one I saw, I was actually having a conversation with her aunt about some family stuff. And I was trying to, in my heart, I feel like I'm headed in the right direction with this particular thing. And I kind of had like a moment's hesitation while I was talking to her aunt. And then this butterfly just kind of lingered and went right by me.
Oh, good.
And then flew off around the house. And I was just like, okay, Kim, thank you. Thanks for letting me know that I'm on the right track.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Those are the kind of things that I get. As for, apparitions and, people with no feet, things like, for some reason, I don't see those things. But when I worked at the county hospital, there's this one room where patients and all kinds of people would have strange experiences. And I remember, and none of this is Oldtifa, but I'm having fun.
I know, I was about to say, and
you get it, Lupita? I never saw anything, but patients would say, oh, who was that nurse that came in a few minutes before you? And I'm like, nobody been in here. What are you She was standing over the window, and then she turned and she smiled, and then then she was just kind of gone. I was like, oh, okay. Well, anyway, here's your meds. But it was just this one room where everybody, even nurses and staff would have experiences, but I never actually experienced anything there. It's okay. I would rather be able to communicate with loved ones anyway than a stranger who, unless they are there specifically to tell me something, I don't know.
Yeah, stranger seems stranger.
Yeah. And it's just, yeah. So yeah, strangers don't come to me. It's always people that I know. Anyway, where were we?
Karrie Annn was giving us the update of the week.
Oh yeah. All right.
So that was what's her name? Marjorie Taylor Greene apparently can't read. Did you hear this one?
Okay, go ahead.
Hang on, I'm trying to muster the energy to act surprised.
So she tweeted that if she had known that a certain provision was in the big beautiful bill, she never would have voted for it.
We're not monetized here, are we?
No. Not yet, no.
Well, and furthermore, can you not read? Do you not get?
Why would she read the whole thing? Why would she read that?
Isn't it sort of like audiobooks? Her people will read it and walk around behind her. I mean, because it was, 400 pages or something?
Yeah. Have an intern follow you around and read it to you.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Ah.
1910 Queen Anne. Oh, that sounds gorgeous.
I'm not surprised considering how far the high-speed rail project has gotten. I'm not surprised. It's only been, 20 years? It's gone 3 miles or something like that.
Which one of these things puts my computer in?
And Fab Daddy, you're right. Mount Etna did explode this week.
Yeah.
It was a big deal.
Which one?
It was wild.
Yes. Etna, Kilauea. There's another one. There's 3 of them have exploded this week. So,
really?
Well, yes. Kilauea has been on one for months now. But yeah. And Iceland. Has Iceland finally kind of calmed down? Because it was doing a thing too.
I thought so.
A year. Let me see. I'm trying to see. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any current event sort of thing I know. And I got nothing. I've been so out of the loop. It's wild.
So what else? Apparently there might be an HIV breakthrough where
that only took 40 years.
That they can now, you know how the HIV virus hides itself in the immune system, and so it can't be found. It hides itself in white blood cells.
Mm-hmm.
So they have found a way to see it hiding in the white blood cells.
Sweet. Oh, I love that.
It's still, years away from anything, but it's at least movement.
We need good news.
Beginning.
And that's good news.
But you can live with AIDS now.
Yeah.
Which there's a comic who thought he was going to die, so he maxed out his credit cards and did everything he shouldn't, and then they went, "Oh no, you can live now with it." They were having, I can't remember his name. They were having fundraisers for him up here in San Francisco all the time.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. Embarrassing.
Just a little. Well, they were also, all of his friends were like, "Well, we helped you do this."
What countries are travel banned? We are, Fab Daddy 44. We are.
Yeah, we are. The countries that are travel banned are Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, the Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, pardon me, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. So how many is that?
I don't know, but that sounds like the normal list, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. That one's kind of throwing me off a little bit.
A dozen.
Just because I forgot it existed. What's going on over there?
Eritrea It's in Eastern Africa.
Yeah.
It's got similar stuff to
Like
Sudan and Somalia.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
military rulers and pirates.
Cool. Well, we're about to join them, so.
I know. No, we're not going to join them.
No.
Citizens from Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela face partial restrictions.
Okay.
Togo. Why Togo?
Lord only knows. Lord only knows. Some Republican senators are expressing strong reservations and demanding changes. We shall see.
Big beautiful bill? No, it'll happen. It's got to go back and forth at least 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because otherwise people scream that it was done too easily. But
no,
like I said,
think it won't pass. I don't think they get it
will
through.
because we just need the right people to wake up and realize that they've made a terrible mistake, and then I think it's going to take some time.
it'll pass, but it won't be anything like it is now.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yes.
Absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they'll call it the same thing, and they'll say it is, and you read it, it'll be absolutely, it'll just be a regular old budget.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Oh, so no, never mind.
No.
If the big beautiful bill gets passed, AI is safe from government oversight for the next 10 years. I thought it was state oversight, Fab Daddy. I thought it was.
It is state oversight.
There couldn't be any state oversight. There could still be federal way or federal oversight.
Yeah, but not state. Oversight. No, that's one of the biggest things that those federalists are pissed off about, because it's not state run. And if you give in to one, you're going to give in to them all. Blah, blah, blah.
I agree with you, Papa Cat. I miss Togos. We don't have them here anymore.
You don't have any Togos?
We do.
I guess I've got to come up there then.
I know.
I loved my toasty sandwiches.
I don't think we have any Quiznos anymore either.
Oh, I don't think. No, I think they're gone.
Yeah, I think they're gone.
Yeah.
I like toasted subs.
We have the Fireman House sub, I think now.
The Firehouse subs?
Yeah.
They're pretty good. Jersey Mike's, I never want to see them again because during the pandemic. Okay, so we need everybody to waive their breaks, but if you have a chance to swing by the break room, we've got a bunch of dry ass sandwiches in there for you.
Ooh.
I never want to see one of their sandwiches again, ever.
They never put a condiment on it?
I couldn't find them. I don't know if somebody was swooping or that I come in and it's a bunch of mayonnaise and I'd be like,
tell me more about that, Fab Daddy. I missed that story.
I can't eat that. So, yeah. But I'm sure, they, in addition to getting their pandemic, relief and whatnot, got to write all of those sandwiches off. Thanks for your donations.
Yeah, there's Ike's sandwiches. Have you guys got those?
It sounds familiar. That might be out in LA, but I don't think we have that here in the IE.
I think they were the first $10 sandwich.
Oh.
Which they're good, but they're not that good.
Yeah.
So.
All right. I do want to change the angle because this is. There's parts of my room that I are not ready for. Oh.
So what now? What is it? Anyway, let's stop following Fab Daddy for a little while.
Yeah, don't send me to the severance break room. Yes, Pecan. We won't send you to the severance break room.
The break room is really relaxing. I have to finish. I haven't. I just realized I moved the camera around kind of shakily. Sorry for anybody that got a little motion sick from the way I moved the camera.
Did they now?
But yeah, I gotta finish.
I thought they were a long time ago, dear.
I think it was like halfway through season 2.
You haven't finished season 2 of Severance yet?
No, I got into it much later than everybody. And then when I started literally, I just started watching it when I left my last job and I was off work for a month. And so, yeah, I kind of stopped watching it after I started working again, just because shows like that, where, I mean, it sucks you in so fast, you get really invested in the characters, and then there's all that stuff that's happening to them. And I mean,
it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Several of those episodes kind of wrecked me, and I'd be like, okay, so we're going to take a break and I'll come back. I promise.
It's an intense show.
It is, but it's very good.
It is very good. Brain Fog won't watch it. She says she cancels shows.
I cancel shows. I don't watch them until they're done.
You know, and that's a good idea, especially if it's a Netflix show, because then you could know, are we going to get an ending to this story? Should I stick around? Yeah, because Netflix is a good one for...
I have started more than one show that went 2 seasons and then was nothing.
I was part of the boycott and the letter campaign and the whole change.org petition for Sense8, because they just did us dirty. We're like, 2 fabulous seasons, cliffhanger, canceled. And she's like, oh, no, you're not going to do us like that. And we got a movie. We got a movie to finish the story.
3rd season of Gilded Age, so I'm very happy about that, because it's, I think, the only show in a very long time that I got in the 1st season. or in the middle of the 2nd season, but it was like, oh, I just ruined this show.
No.
And it takes so long now. It's only like 7 episodes and it's 2 years apart, and
yeah, shows like that are hard. I'm not that into a whole lot of shows anymore. There have been some good ones, but it's Apple TV. It was Carrie Annn, the series that M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong did about what was she called? It wasn't the nanny, the TV reporter. You know what I'm talking about?
It's on my to-watch list.
It is crazy. I loved that show. It kind of made me fall in love with him again, although I don't trust his movies still.
I don't trust his movies.
Yeah, why? He lost me completely with The Happening, because The Happening was just not happening. That was the dumbest movie I'd seen in a long time.
We're doing a class
on Netflix. That's on Netflix, Dawn?
No, it's on Apple TV.
Apple TV, okay.
Yeah.
We're doing a classic Gen X thing here, right?
What?
We're avoiding talking about the politics.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the politics a little bit. I think all of us are never ins. Professor.
You want to know whose fault this is? It's Carrie Ann's for inviting me in the first place, because I can't stick to a topic to save my life.
Okay, so I've
just been good enough to not to go, okay, done. Next.
Maybe we should have a timer with a bell. Ding! Okay, next topic.
I think we're all never ins. I was involved in a group that was Scientology adjacent for several years.
What group was that?
Well, I was in the OTO.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just in a religion that spawned numerous doomsday cults, including Branch Davidians. And you know what? It's funny. The reality of that did not hit me very, very hard until Monday. A friend of mine reached out to me because, I called him the ex-husband she never married. Because, they loved each other. They just couldn't be together. They had the same birthday. They were so much alike. And he's like, I always wanted a woman like my mother. Well, and I was just like, well, she's not the one, because she's literally a copy of you. But okay, buddy. But he passed away last month, and she was just heartbroken, and nobody had contacted her. And so I helped her find the information about his services and everything. And then she was telling me about some of the text messages and things he was sending out to everybody before he passed away. And then she starts talking about the end times, and the Pope is Catholic, and I started getting Pope is Catholic. The Pope is American now, and so you know what that means, and all of this stuff. And I started having like a visceral response, and I was just almost kind of like, I need to change the subject, or I'm going to have to hang up. What do I do? Because I didn't realize while the Seventh-day Adventist Church, I can't think of his name, but the developer of the Byte model, Hassan, he does not believe, he says, according to his scale, the Adventist Church is not as a whole a cult. But he was aware that there are factions, because depending on where you are in the country or in the world, some of the smaller groups within are a little more high control than others.
Yeah.
Sort of like Mormonism?
Yes.
To a lesser degree even, because with Mormonism, it seems like the fringe groups are, well, they're loud and proud. Whereas, I don't know, in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, until they actually splinter off and become something else, you don't know anything really about them. But there are parts in the United States, in like the back east and in the South, where women still don't wear pants. In Texas, even my grandmother's sisters, they never wore pants, and they judged her when she moved out here and started wearing pants. Things like that. And but yeah, the whole it just kind of all Monday came flooding back to me, the whole, you were literally raised in a religion that believed that the Antichrist was going to come from the Catholic Church, and that America was going to be at the center.
Oh, so J.D. Vance is the Antichrist.
That's what I'm saying. All I know is he said hi to a pope and he died the next day. That's all I'm saying.
I thought Trump was supposed to be the Antichrist, for real. That's what they think.
He was very much acting like one. I'm not quite sure I believe in an Antichrist at all, but my friend, she's saying, well, the signs are everywhere now. They've been saying that since I was born, that the signs are everywhere.
They've been saying that since Pius.
Yeah.
So it don't work that way. And
doesn't.
the Squaw Valley thing, I grew up on the flat, non-snowy area about 100 miles, 200 miles away from Squaw Valley. So don't think, in the 70s. So don't think they didn't rub it into our brains that we had an Olympics there. That's why I was like, I know nobody has this answer.
That was a trivia answer the other day on Wheel of Wednesday.
That was a trivia answer Wednesday. It popped up and it was like, I know nobody has that answer unless they grew up here.
Adam, she wrote at plagiarism speed.
Did she do a lot of plagiarism?
Yeah, she sure did.
What kind of stuff did she plagiarize?
Everything. So, she claimed, she would say, I had a prophetic vision. And then somebody would be like, oh, that's interesting, because I read about that in that magazine that's laying there on the table over there by your couch. Oh, no, I haven't read that. I had a prophecy. That's just confirmation. She was a fraud.
Wow.
Absolute fraud. The author of these books, and I'm knocking up over a bunch of stuff, Steve Daly, he was actually a youth pastor at the church that I grew up in. He's no longer Seventh-day Adventist. He got kicked out because he did his thesis on the prophet Ellen White, and got a hold of some documents that nobody was supposed to see. Every church is. If a church has got a prophet, they've got documents nobody's supposed to see. So
that sounds a lot like Scientology.
Yeah. Pamela S.P. Butterfly is the one that told me about these books, and because I had forgotten all about Steve Daly and all of that stuff, and she turned me on to these. I had to stop with this one because it like kind of threw my deconstruction into overdrive and hurt my feelings on a lot of things, because there's some things where you're just kind of like, growing up I was just always like, why are they quoting this woman that got hit in the face with a rock more than the Bible? So I always questioned that. I always had doubts about that. But they did. And there were, and to this day, some old school pastors that literally will turn to her works before they'll turn to the Bible. And it's supposed to, I'm thinking, wouldn't that just be like a supplement to what's in the Bible? Why are we centering the whole religion on what she, and a lot of the stuff in her books, she wrote hundreds of books at a ridiculous rate. It was plagiarism. A lot of it was plagiarism. It was wild. But yeah, how do you feel about telling us more about OTO? Because I don't really know a whole lot about it, and I could ramble.
They wanted to turn me into a deity, and I said no.
You totally missed an opportunity to be an actual goddess.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a lot of responsibility.
Politics. The kid got released. The one
Rodrigo Garcia?
The one that got arrested the day before commencement.
Oh, that kid. Excellent.
What happened?
Oh, there's a young kid. He's a junior in high school. Mm-hmm. And he was driving to volleyball practice, swim practice, some practice.
Volleyball.
Mm-hmm. Saturday morning with some teammates, and ICE just pulled him over. No reason, nothing.
So they thought he was his dad.
Oh, they thought he was his dad.
Yeah.
They have a warrant for his dad, and they pulled him over and yanked him and put him in detention.
But they did release him.
He was like the most popular kid in that high school, and he was supposed to play in the band at the commencement ceremony the next day. So you had the whole school protesting. And I think they walked out of their commencement and all this other stuff. So you had this whole school demanding that he get sent home. So he got sent home.
I think there is going to be a sea change. I think that we took a hard hit when Trump won, and people have been really demoralized. But I think that people are starting to recenter themselves so that they have an ability to go out and do something. Good. And I think with Elon and Trump destabilizing and what's the word I want? Dematerializing.
That would be nice.
Disintegrating.
Dissolving.
Yeah. That it's even more important than ever that we look to make as wide and as broad a coalition as possible.
I think we're all a bunch of pussies. I think we're all a bunch of pussies. Nobody's willing to die the first die, do the first die, or, nobody's willing to sacrifice the first time. You can do it without violence.
Yeah.
But you gotta go to the first, you gotta pop a cherry. Jesus. That's what it feels like. I'm just sitting here, watching and watching and watching and watching.
Somebody and all you hear to just yell first and run out there. Yeah.
Or even it's all you hear is the Congress and the Senate. Oh, we're doing it this way. We're doing it that way. It's like, yeah. And then we're all going to wind up in hoods, in houses, except for me, or in all three of us, because we're too old. So God knows what they're going to do with the old women. It's like, no.
Well, in The Handmaid's Tale, they make us aunts, and I'm not trying to do all that. They're like, make me a Jezebel. I'll cut up.
That's what it is. It's like everybody just keeps we go low, we go high. F that.
Yeah.
It's like
to meet them right where they are.
Starting to understand how to what to do. I don't know. I see what you're saying about us all being pussies, but at the same time, I think folks were deeply shocked.
Get over it.
And the hits just kept coming. Yes, it takes time. Just like it's taken time.
No.
Just like it's taken time for all that to trickle down.
No, we should have been walking out of work. We should have been blocking the bridges. We really should have been. That's not violent.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. I'm just talking about how it's fallen out and what things are looking like now.
If you're still here, good night, Lupita.
Good night, Lupita.
Sweet
Good night,
dreams.
Lupita.
Adam Carmona. Oh, Loma Linda Foods is in bankruptcy again. Oh, that's nasty. It's nasty. Canned fake meat.
Don't know it.
Grew up on it. Hated it. Let me see. Saw somebody else. Fab Daddy
What's
44.
that?
You lived in St. Helena, huh? Yep, that is. Yep, pretty tight SDA community up there. Wow.
3,000 arrest quota. Tell me more, Fab Daddy. Elon unfollowed Stephen Miller on Twitter.
Thank God, that little Nazi needs to be arrested.
Yes, he does. I agree.
If Elon turns out to be the hero that we needed, but not the one we deserved, or whatever it is, not the one we needed, but the one I'm gonna die mad about it.
No.
Everything Elon says is still wrong.
Yes.
But he's
just because a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
He's also an ultra nerd. So he'll be strong until someone freaks him out, like they did earlier with that.
Yeah.
We didn't like him. Then he'll go run and hide and just leave the droppings behind him. So the thing is,
dotted him in his eye the other day.
the thing is to get him to blow everything up and then just go boom, so he runs off,
right?
And then fix it.
Well, the other person who's been right twice a day is Trump, who's threatening to remove Elon's tax subsidies.
I thought he did.
Right. And he's completely right. We're too beholden to Elon Musk.
We're too beholden to any of those tech oligarchs. Sorry. They all control us. I mean, we would rather want Elon Musk instead of Peter Thiel, honestly. A self-hating gay man,
Peter Thiel invested lots of money with Epstein.
Boys. In my opinion, little boys. Anyway.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Broken European clock is right once a day. There you go, Adam.
But yeah, that's where
somebody tweeted today that Trump should be impeached.
He did.
And Vance should replace him. And Elon responded with yes.
Of course he would. They know each other.
Who do we replace Vance with? Because
they're all from here.
He doesn't have.
He'd be a puppet, a real honest to God puppet. Because they just threatened to take away his eyeliner.
He comes out, he says something stupid, we make fun of him, and he goes back and hides. What does he even do?
He's a freaking author who wrote about crap he didn't even grow up in, and went to Silicon Valley, got the how to be dressed up and be something. I don't know where the eyeliner came from, honestly, because it is really eyeliner. So.
Yeah.
And it doesn't run. I want to know what brand it is, because I mean, come on.
Smoky eye occasionally.
A little? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's one for you guys. In South Carolina, at the South Carolina House of Representatives, a young 24-year-old named Keyshawn Scott won over the Republican by 36 points.
Nice.
Kamala won that. Kamala lost that. Kamala only won it by 5 points.
Mm-hmm.
So
impressive.
36 points more or 41 points more is a lot.
Yeah.
He's a pro-choice young rural Democrat.
Nice.
I'm still of the opinion that we shouldn't be over the age of 50. Everybody in office should be 50 or younger, banking on that they'll last. Once you get in there, you can do be reelected or something, blah, blah, blah. But starting, they have to be at least under 50.
I disagree.
Why?
Because I think there's valuable experience that everybody has, and diversity is important.
And that's why we're where we are today.
Yeah.
No, I said diversity of perspective is important, not a gerontocracy.
We're in a gerontocracy.
Yeah.
Right. I disagree that we need to make a rule because diversity is important.
I see where you're going with that. Yeah. Because if we make rules, we just keep boxing ourselves in.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with it to get things fixed. You can take the rules out later. Huh?
Yeah. The problem is people make the rules, and then when the rules suit them, they
people
don't
never
they don't
readdress
take
the
them
rules. Out. No.
They'll never fix the rules?
They won't.
I've seen it time and time again.
Yeah.
Roe v. Wade?
That's different. That was declared.
It's not different. It's a rule.
I am talking about well, all the things that they instituted after 9/11 that wound up becoming actual departments and stuff later.
Yeah, but they're disbanding. They're disbanding the which one is it?
Homeland Security?
Yeah, I think it's Homeland Security.
To be fair, the whole concept of what can be done and what can't be done has completely been reshaped.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's been obliterated with Bozo saying something one day and something else the next, and them not being able to rehire all the people they fired because other countries are taking them.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't clear the table of all the detritus. We took the tablecloth and just ripped it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the detritus stayed on the table.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the all over the floor now.
And the good ones left.
Mm-hmm.
So Trump is asking for investigation into Biden aides. He thinks Biden is a robot clone. More serious.
What does it matter what Biden is if he's not here anymore?
I was going to say, I think it's a distraction. I don't think even he's that stupid, honestly. Seriously. I think it's a distraction, and we should keep an eye on what's going on. Something called Elizabeth, which is something new they're thinking up of, that they're talking about instead of 2025. A friend of mine brought up this one. I forgot to look it up. Yeah, Project Elizabeth.
Project Elizabeth. Interesting. So Trump apparently has laid... Where is it? Let me find the note. He has sanctioned the International Criminal Court.
Oh,
that's nice.
How? And to what end?
Well, it's hard to sanction a group that you're not even a member of.
Yeah, that's cute and all. What did he just send them a nastygram? What does that even look like?
Right. Project 2025 is also... No, maybe not. I don't know about Project Elizabeth.
I'm not
the only thing that came up is...
Project Elizabeth that's showing up is to provide maternal and child education programs, empowering mothers with evidence-based information. That's what...
That forces them to choose to keep the child that they...
It's probably one of those things. Yeah.
But that's part of the Catholic Church.
Catholic thing.
It's not...
Remember, JD, at this point, I don't think they give a damn what religion it is, just as long as they can make the women, wear their bonnets eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not...
In Omaha, Nebraska, we elected a Democratic mayor. In Omaha, Nebraska.
Yay, thank God.
Professor Kakan, I drive right past there on my way to work on Fridays. I'll swing by and I'll just pick the lock, let him out.
So with this Trump-Musk war going on, what do you guys think? Who does Russia back since they're invested heavily in both Elon and Donald? Who does Russia back in this
I don't think
fight?
they care.
Oh, Russia's
a non-entity now.
Yeah, but Trump is forever bae for Putin.
Yep.
Nobody has loved Putin the way Trump has loved
Trump
Putin.
loves Putin.
Mm-hmm.
That's a song asking to be made. If only Cricket were here.
Where's Cricket Cinema?
And I'm sure there's some scatologically proven residue.
Yeah. My brain was in the weeds when I even said that, so yeah.
It's supposed to be from him playing PB games. So that's what the blackmail is.
Yeah, it's funny when I'm driving out to work, I see the turn off for what does do not disturb even mean if I'm still going to be getting notifications? Come on. There's a child who, I give her allowance and she spends it on piercings or something, and clothes from Shein, and I'm hungry. Well, you could have gotten food if you. I'm not like that.
Like, what are you talking about?
I'm getting texts from the kiddo about food, which we have plenty of in the house, but
there's plenty of food in the house, but you haven't prepared it.
It doesn't even matter. There would be plenty of food in their house. You just want to buy something outside.
When she elected me legal guardian, it was known that I don't cook. It's been a struggle. It was known. She'd already lived with me for 2 years. She knew I didn't cook.
I was going to say, honestly, you can live on ramen. Just make your own sauces. That's what Japanese people do.
We've got that bulldog. Those, oh my gosh, the sauces with those are so good. And it's spicy.
Japanese people live on those forever. They make their own meat. That's it. Cook meat.
Well, we add eggs and all kinds of stuff. Shrimp.
Well, I was going to say also, though, don't use the American packets because they are full of sodium.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we don't use that. But and that's a good point, making sauces. But it's the making part. I don't know.
How about the Ukrainian surprise attack?
Huh?
Louder. The Ukrainian surprise attack that took out 30% of their Air Force.
How much?
30%.
Oh.
30 well, it was on Ukraine, or Ukraine did it?
No, Ukraine did a surprise attack on Russia.
And went deep into Russia.
It was drones in trucks that launched at a predetermined date and time. There was a pilot for every one of the drones. There were hundreds and hundreds of drones.
They need to make a movie on that.
They will. They will. Trump. They didn't tell Trump about it.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise!
Russians are done with this war. They've already lost 300,000 troops.
Well, and the Russians, like this kind of an attack can never be done again because now it's been revealed.
Right, but it gives them it gives the troops a reason to go, F you, we're going to die.
Furthermore, it means that they have to do all of the infrastructure to protect their population from that kind of attack. And they don't have the infrastructure or the manpower to do that.
And he killed all those oligarchs, so he doesn't have the money either.
Right. Right. It was an excellent, excellent attack.
Mm-hmm.
I got a text message from a friend who was asking for my YouTube channel again, and
speak into the mic, people. You're both sounding sort of low.
Sorry about that.
And then my voice popped.
Sorry about that.
I'm probably killing people.
No, I was just sending her a link because I'm like, I'm live now with friends. Let's see, where am I?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm looking for stories on YouTube Did you ever think you'd be looking for news stories on YouTube?
No.
It's so cool.
So that's all the notes I've got, guys. What else happened this week? It was a busy week.
Well,
Ukraine's attack was huge, Dawn.
Yeah. I gotta look more into that because that just sounds fabulous. I'm going to be forever angry though about the death of that actor, the voice actor from Hi, my brain's 55 years old. Please hold while I locate that thought. What's the name of the shit? I can hear the theme song.
Brain fog.
I know what she's talking about. Just can't remember.
King of the Hill.
Yeah.
King of the Hill.
He voiced John Redcorn, and he was brutally murdered, and everybody watered it down. It was a hate crime.
It was a hate crime.
On the first day of Pride Month.
Mm-hmm.
I heard about this.
And TMZ. Actor Jonathan, I can't think of his last name right now, passes away. And I popped in the comments and I'm like, that's a really weird way to say he was murdered in cold blood because of who he was.
Do you think, Pam, do you think the cop in down where you are, the one who was murdered, that was shot during the middle of the day, they did a procession of his body from the morgue to
this?
Last week, not last weekend, the weekend before last. Forest Hills, I think it is.
Oh, I missed that.
Baldwin Hills?
Maybe. Okay. I missed that. I do not watch the news because, like the news of that actor's murder, I was messed up for 2 whole days.
I watched I watched the procession because it was on, it showed up on my algorithm. And, you know, because I grew up cops, and one of my friends is a cop, I watched it and then I saw all the nasty ass remarks being made. You know, why don't they do it for this? Why don't they? Our tax dollars at work. I actually popped in and said the only thing they're using is gas because they're all off-duty volunteers. So they're driving the cars and they're using gas. They have to wear their outfits, but they're not even all. But also, if they can't do, if the city is small enough, other cities will go do their things for them while they're in those. Oh yeah, it gets super complicated. I found that out when one of the firemen died around here. So, and he was the guy who was murdered a couple weekends ago was a great guy. He was in SWAT for 6 years. But he was survived by his sister and mother. Do you think maybe they weren't saying what they should have said? That was the impression I got, was that and they said it twice over the time that he was being transported. And it's like, no ex-wife, no children. And usually when you say sister first, I think sister may be like a signal. But of course, they're never going to say that he was there, that.
Right. Interesting.
Oh.
Send me a link or something, because that story was completely off my radar. I have to keep it light.
Who doesn't?
Sanity. The biggest stuff I can handle right now is Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. And whenever something new comes up, and boy, did something new come up this week, I won't get into that though because it's wrong crowd.
You heard that Trump will consider pardoning Diddy?
Oh, I'm sure he would, because he probably is missing going to parties.
You're kidding.
Probably.
No, I'm serious. Like right a heart attack.
It's right up his damn alley.
I mean, Elon's already pulled out the Trumps on the Epstein list.
Yeah, which
we all knew that.
Right. But it's kind of nice to have like an actual confirmation, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, so how close did you have to get to know? But anyway.
I was going to say him dancing next to him and talking to him a few, 3-4 times. That's not proof.
Right?
Right. There was already something there. Yes, exactly. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Mm-hmm.
Diddy.
Pardon Diddy. I'm like, the
tried to-
trial is in progress.
Well, yeah, that way he won't have to pardon him because the jury will let him go. I tried watching it. I went for about a half an hour, and it was like the third day or something. Casey was already on. They were talking about it. And I was like, thank you.
I just watched the legal recaps. That's about my speed for that one.
Yeah, no, I've been watching Blake and Ryan.
Who do you watch for Blake and
Few people actually. Well, the Norwegian chick,
yeah, she's lovely.
Yeah, the one. Do you know what the big deal also was about that interview that she got put down for? Is that when she told Blake that she had a nice bump and she said, you too? She had been going through problems with having children. That's why people made a big deal about it, because she had been trying to get pregnant for like a year or something. Okay. So when Blake said that, it was like immediately.
It was cutting.
Mm-hmm. So
who is Blake and Ryan? I don't know who.
Blake Lively
and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
I still like Ryan.
I don't know. Their esteem in my mind is dropping.
They're scum
day by day.
I think they're total scum. I'm sorry. He's a grifter.
And he loves her.
Huh?
I think she's scum and he loves her to the point where he'll follow her off of a cliff.
I think you're brainwashed.
I don't
know.
No,
I think you're right. He left somebody else for her.
Yeah.
Which would prove your point is what you're going to respond.
No, actually, I was going to say, he's really big. He's, all of his ventures he was in that he does, he slips out just in time. Wolverine, where he made the character that was supposed to be Jason Baldoni, because he was his Wolverine character was super nice. Sorry, but she pays too much attention to him. So it's not him loving her. It may be them together, but it is not him following around what she says. It doesn't work that way. You could tell by the way he looks at her. That he didn't show up to the last two things. And they have been glued ever since they got married.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've never really liked him, so just sort of like, I always got a creepy vibe off of him. That was the thing. So it just sort of confirmed it for me. I don't know why. I just did.
I never cared one way or another for her, but I like not Anne Hathaway. Who did she do? Maybe it was Anne. Yes, I like not Anne Hathaway.
The other Anne.
Was in the movie with her.
I don't think I've ever seen any of her movies.
Are you talking about A Simple Favor?
Yes. Who was in A Simple Favor with her?
Yeah. I can't think of her. I can see her face.
Yep.
I like her. I think she's funny.
Yes, I like her a lot.
Woof, woof.
Yes, Orion.
Baldwin Park. Pam.
Okay.
Anna Kendrick. Anna Kendrick.
That's the one. That's the one.
Is that the one they made the second movie for too?
Yeah, they're in both.
They can't stand each other.
Yeah, they can't.
She hates her.
Yeah, she does. But you know what? I'd worked with somebody I couldn't stand if the pay was good. I do. No, I'm kidding. I have. I've worked with people I couldn't stand because the pay was good.
Huh? You're mumbling.
Oh no, I was just saying I have worked with people that I couldn't stand because the pay was good.
Yes. I thought the comments had stopped, so I missed a bunch. So I'm catching up. After they did the big drone attack, they hit a bridge to Crimea. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Antics. Yes, Dawn is Pam. Sorry.
Hi. Good to see you, Antics.
Hi, Antics.
Yes. You know what? I don't know when I'm going to be in San Diego again, but we should just plan something anyway. We don't have to wait for me to have a shift down there. And,
we had 15 people detained by ICE yesterday in what building? The Customs Enforcement Building in San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. I think it should be... Never mind. I was just about to say something. I don't think it should be right, legal, moral, whatever. Mm-hmm. It is, right?
Hey, Kristen. Did you miss the breakup news? We've been talking about it here and there.
How could you not?
Elon got Trump singing sad, sad songs.
Elon got Trump. We showed this. Let's show this again because it's so pretty, y'all. I mean, it's just lovely. Oh. Don't you think?
Elon got Trump to miss a press conference.
Really?
He walked out. Yeah, he was in the Oval Office, or no, he was in the room with the table, and they talked and blah blah blah, and he was with the German chancellor, and then he was like, and now we're gonna have a private meeting, and then he said thank you, and basically he walked out of a perfect opportunity.
Interesting. It will be interesting to see how it plays out. Has anybody looked on Twitter to see how things are going?
Yeah,
I was joking about reopening my account. I did not do that.
I have my throwaway account, so I was doing that, and then and then someone had dinner ready, so I have to find it again.
Isn't that a beautiful chart? That's just today, y'all. Just today.
I'm telling you, if I had a snowboard, I would. It just looks like a whee.
We all the way down 332 to 284.
Wow.
$50 a share.
That is absolutely amazing.
Let's see, what does it say? Slim beautiful bill for the win? That's what Elon just sent an hour ago.
Yes.
Slim beautiful bill?
Slim beautiful bill.
Slim beautiful bill.
He's not in the top 3. The hell?
Don't know.
So that's all the news I got, y'all. I need to keep tracks. I'll turn me off while Orion is barking.
Hi, Orion. How's everybody's local elections looking? Because we cannot forget about those.
Omaha's are looking great, as is South Carolina's. I'm real pleased with both of those returns.
Good. And then I guess my county has something coming up, and I'll find my sample ballot here somewhere.
I haven't looked to see who won the Oregon election in my district.
Now this is a Twitter comment, and I'll always call it Twitter. Elon Musk is a typical Democrat blue to the core who attacks the president and a friend on social media. I feel very sad for Elon Musk. Brainwashing. It's horrible.
What broken brain posted that?
I scrolled down so far at that point. Oh, and then it disappeared. Maybe somebody took it off immediately.
Oh,
wow.
how funny. Somebody's just like, you're off your meds. Give me your phone.
Exactly. So now they're saying Bitcoin's going to go next.
Sweet.
Oh my goodness.
Well, his last thing was the Trump coin was not transferable. So they basically gave them their money. It wasn't transferable. And people were finally finding that out. Yeah.
There was a big
really
scam where somebody came out with the digital wallet and was representing that they were the Trump organization, and the digital wallet was for the Trump meme coin. And
they just jacked everybody's. They grabbed the wallet and ran.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet. I love that for them.
I'm really, I color me really sad about that.
Yeah.
Those poor people taken advantage of by the people who were taking advantage.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think I've got a
we're
tear.
being taken advantage of, being taken advantage of. Yeah.
It could remind us of somebody in our regular YouTube lives, of somebody who grifts off of old people and people who aren't of a lot of means.
Yeah.
I don't understand how people can do it with a straight face. I really don't.
Yeah. I got nothing. I was gonna say, is there a Cliniclex? No, I got nothing.
I got nothing. Tell me more, Fab Daddy. I don't know that. I haven't watched the Supreme Court returns.
Oh, thank you, Fab Daddy. I love it. There's a picture of Elon with Ghislaine.
Of course there is.
Of course there is.
Knew each of
they are down in the mud.
Like they don't.
Fierce.
All roll in the same gutter. They're trying to act like, oh, no, you were over there too. We saw you. We know.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, put that back up. I missed
Which one?
The one about the discrimination lawsuits that you put up probably 10 minutes ago, and I just saw it.
No, we don't have to have it up.
Not
something I'd want to know, honestly.
I need to look into the Supreme Court ruling to know more about that. I didn't know about that one.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
I know, that's why it's like,
She should be happy that it took 2 gays to actually best her.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Did you guys have tacos for dinner this week? We had tacos for dinner.
I don't like tacos.
I've been having some GI troubles.
Multiple grifters, Kristen. Multiple grifters. The grifters over-grifted the other grifters.
Like I have been starting to say on a regular basis, if you do go into your email and something doesn't look familiar, go look it up on Google. If you open up an email with nothing unfamiliar, never open the attachment and immediately look it up and block them.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's grifter on grifter crime.
Yeah, but they're sending them everywhere nowadays. Like, that's why I pay for my security, for real. I have for the longest time.
Well,
Kristen, I missed you last night. We were talking about all kinds of Middle Eastern desserts.
Oh, Trump doesn't like to be called taco?
That's way too bad.
Well, there's also, now there's also, oh crap, dead or deaf?
What?
Huh?
Somebody's had another one going on today.
About what? What happened?
Another acronym?
Another acronym.
Oh.
Dead or deaf, and I didn't get a chance to read it. Because it was spelled out. I just didn't get, it's just one of those things you see the... Oh, Christy Gnome's the cosplay chick, isn't she?
Yes.
That's right. Seems like something I can find on TikTok real quick. Let's see.
I want to know why she had $3,000 in her purse. That's her, right?
Who does that?
And your passport and your
Somebody
Secret
who's trying
Service
to
card.
escape. That's who does that. Somebody who's trying to run away.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, never mind. I was going to try to look for it, but I don't have the bandwidth.
With the book club coming up, I've been thinking a lot about how important it is to try and get this coalition as broad as we can, and how we really need to figure out ways to not insist on purity politics. Remember that we partnered with Russia to take down the Nazis. We held our nose and did that because Nazis were literally more important than the problem with the Russians.
But then after the Nazis were handled, then we had bigger problems with the Russians. Because then
partially because of the way we handled it.
Yeah. So it isn't them, it's us.
It wasn't just us. No, it wasn't just us. I'm not going to take responsibility for that whole thing. No. Putin would like to make responsibility for the entire thing on America. If you're telling me Putin's right, it was completely America?
Brezhnev. I'm talking long time ago.
Turn off my camera for a second so I can do some. That's the wrong way to do this. No.
Exactly, Professor.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I tried because you figure it'd be really cool to like watch this.
No, I just watched the attorney react.
Please, you guys.
Yeah, you're back.
Did everybody stop talking? Is it just me? What happened?
The Soviets were bad. Yes, the Soviets were bad.
Now I can't hear Carrie.
It was not just the Americans.
What did I do? What did I do?
The first time I was old enough to understand World War II and how it ended,
say something, Carrie.
I literally thought it was a joke. Russia helping us. I literally thought it was a joke because it didn't make any sense. How could Russia help us? And then it was what, 8 or 9? How could Russia help us and then hate us?
Come back in.
Huh?
We lost.
She said she'd be back. Weirdly enough, that seems to be the only thing he has is the big, beautiful Bill and Epstein. That's not a lot. Trump on Elon. Or Elon on Trump. Yeah, the Soviets were bad. Just a little. That went back hundreds and hundreds of years.
Am I back?
You're muted, K.A.
You're back now. Thank you for reminding me I'm muted.
I was wondering, I'm like, I'm talking and she's not talking back.
I was muted. The Japanese weren't saints either. No, the Japanese.
They were committed, though.
You think?
Just a little bit. Just, just a tad.
They were all in.
But if we were able to partner with actual Russians, actual Soviets, then maybe we can, partner with Liz Cheney on saying fascist bad.
Yeah. It seems like there's so many ways that could get messy.
60 years ago to now?
Adam Corona, you're killing me, man. We left Stalin on red.
Well, that's one of the things we'll be talking about for the book club book this month.
So what are we reading?
We are reading this really interesting book called, let me find it. Just a second.
And I say reading, I'm going to have to get the audiobook because I've discovered that's the only way I can get through a book now. And I'm okay with it.
It's called Something Between Us, The Everyday Walls of American Life and How to Take Them Down. And so it's written by a anthropologist, a cultural anthropologist, who has spent several years crisscrossing the United States, talking to both sides, all the different sides of the aisle about how to build coalitions across the aisle and why that's important.
I lost her again.
Lost her again. We did.
I will be watching that. I will not be participating in it.
You're not going to read the book?
No, because it sounds like the same crap, different day. It really does to me.
I understand.
Sorry.
Stalin was atheist. Communists tend to be atheist, Kristen.
Mm-hmm. That's why all those churches were beautiful and not used back then.
Communists tend to be atheists. They kind of go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, everybody or what I've seen on Twitter so far is the usual, just throwing Epstein, throwing ketamine, it just doesn't seem to go down farther than that. There's like no stairs to this, it's just like stopping at the top landing.
Yeah.
So it's probably bogus, honestly.
Prices have gone so far down. Not
even.
Not. Prices haven't made a difference.
I know they've gone up.
You want to read it and be critical? I'm all for you reading it and be critical.
Brain fog, I hear you, but maybe we can just read it and be critical. Bet Carrie is cool with that. Yeah, you guys can read and be critical. I have no problem with it. Like I said, I'm just going to watch. I'm not going to participate or anything. I'll just listen. So.
Absolutely. It's good to be critical in book clubs, Kristen.
Oh, yeah. I have nothing against it at all. I'm just not going to be reading it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I love this
Anybody want an Orion visit?
Sure. A new poll finds that 82% of Trump supporters would vote for him again. Would you? Of course, it doesn't say where this poll's from. It's on Twitter.
Who commissioned it?
Yeah. Like, I can say that 82% would never vote for Trump again.
Where's Dawn? She hasn't come back.
I don't know. That's a weird one.
Here she is.
Where?
Give her a minute. There she
Okay.
is.
Give me my puppy. Puppy. Give me some Orion.
Hi, puppy.
Now, since all my cats are boys, and I will not be getting a cat soon.
He's losing his mind still over the food that's on the counter here to the left. Right, not a hand's width away from him.
Yeah, so I told Eddie, or Papa Cat, I said, now we get a dog. Boatload of lies laid on
me the last 3 months.
Okay.
Dawn, are you here?
I think she's just teasing. Are you old enough to have a handwritten report card? That was the question.
Oh, no.
Aw.
Okay, Dawn. It was great having you here.
Yeah. Okay. See you later, Chica.
See you later. Bye-bye.
See, I didn't have a handwritten report card, but I did have a duplicate handwritten report card, the under part. You know, like with a paper that you...
Yeah.
So it was like, I was one off the full-blown written report card. How about you?
Never a report card until I got into high school.
Homeschooled?
No, just my school didn't do report cards that way. They had like progress, but not a report card, not like with grades.
Wow, that's
They
pretty
had
progressive.
like meeting targets and, you know, exceeding targets and that kind of thing.
That's totally progressive.
Yeah, I went to a pretty progressive grade school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, do you think we'll be better off next week than we are today?
I think that I think I'm going to reiterate what I already said, that it is good that it appears that Trump and Musk and the MAGA coalition is disintegrating. That is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And whether that continues or not, it's going to be really important for the Democrats to find a way to build a broad enough coalition ourselves while their coalition is disintegrating. Because really, if you think about it, it was Elon Musk and those techno-fascists who put Trump over the top to win anyhow, right?
Right.
And so it was Elon Musk and the techno-fascists who put Trump over the top anyhow. And so if they lose that coalition, then we have a chance, but only if we can
keep them focused.
Keep ourselves focused on the game.
I don't think we'll have a problem being focused on the game. I just think the people we're trying to get to play the game with us doesn't know how to focus.
We shall see, won't we?
I hope so. Kristen, what do you think I got?
Fab Daddy, it was good to have you here.
Good night, Fab Daddy. Mind you, Kristen, I've never graduated high school. So it's focused.
The grades weren't your thing?
No, I was an A+ student. I stopped going to school because I was in a completely different area. They put me in remedial classes after I spent my whole life in a GATE class setting, only because of my last name. And when they decided to put me back, because they got my transcripts back into the 12th grade classes, they completely skipped my 11th grade classes. So I went from geometry to calculus.
Oh my.
Yes. So that was the same thing with was it science to physics? They pretended that the whole year had
Didn't
been done,
exist.
even though I was literally in remedial classes helping my teachers teach.
Wow, that must have been frustrating.
I just went, that's it. Went for 2 days, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this. Told the counselor said, tough. I said, thank you. You've been trying to get rid of me now for 6 months, haven't you? And walked out.
And I mean, you've done fine.
I'm good at tap dancing. It's just the way I put it.
Even C's get degrees, Kristen.
Yeah,
that is the
exactly.
saying. Even
And
C's get degrees.
I
had to have better than C's to pass my graduate program. That's a different ball of wax.
And that's also me 40 years ago. It doesn't have anything to do with me now.
Yeah. I understand that. When I went back to school 12 years ago to finish my bachelor's, I had done terribly in school the first time around when I was a kid. And there was no way I was ever going to get grades like that again, just because I was now a grown ass adult. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was the dumb one in my family. So I am. I swear to God, between me and my two brothers, I was the dumb one in my family. So my brother learned how to network in the bathroom.
Wow.
Yeah. It was pretty bad. That's the funny part. Is when you're supposed to be the smart one and the brat, and your brothers are smarter and brattier. So, but yeah, no, the book thing isn't a big deal to me. I'm not going to lose my mind over it. You guys are going to talk about it.
You're totally cool about it.
Well, Kristen was saying, maybe we should read it. And like, there are some other things I'd rather do than read it.
If you don't want to read it, come and listen to the story.
That's what I figure. Yeah, I'll just come and talk. And since I'm not reading it, just keep my butt off of it. It's not, I don't get to argue if I'm not participating.
You're not the only one who's going to be not reading the book, so don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much my point of view. It's like, if I'm not reading it, no, I'll sit and watch. That's cheating to be involved in it, or to not be reading in it, but offering opinion, because then you wouldn't be seeing the other opinion of the people, or you wouldn't be see the opinion of the book itself. So
yeah,
I don't love myself.
She's trying.
That's funny. So you know what we have
coming there, Dawn? What?
You know what we have to do this week, right?
Hmm.
Watch and take notes. And don't you graduate next week?
Yeah, I won't be here next week.
Right. So I have to watch and take notes.
You have to watch and take notes because I will not be here. My mom gets into town next Thursday, 2 hours before. Kristen, it's the first Sunday in July.
Yeah.
At the regular 6 p.m. time.
Yeah. Because you won't be doing Sunday either, will you?
I won't be doing. I'll be doing this Sunday.
Right, but
not next.
Not next Sunday, right?
Because next Sunday is graduation. Yeah.
I might be doing Oldtifa tomorrow with one of my big little brothers.
Cool.
because we're working on stuff for him to spice up his resume and get a new job at 56. You know, the jobs you have when you're 22 and you think you'll have forever, you don't. So, but he is just way too into the political to the point where I'm just going, are you crazy? So you can see what the really liberal side sounds, even though he says he's a moderate too.
Everybody thinks they're a moderate, right?
Yeah.
When you get in the room with other moderates that you're like, what does moderate actually mean?
I actually think I am closer at no, I'm a liberal, but I'm closer to moderate because of the bulwark guys, because they are real moderates. And it's like, I don't seem to disagree with them about 60% of the time. So there have been days that I've been like, did you guys change back? But I'm not going to go hide over in Copland again like I did last week.
The Bulwark guys tend to be my favorite. Brian Tyler Cohen and the Midas brothers. I don't dislike, but they're a little too clickbaity on their stuff for me.
Yeah, they have been getting that. I still love the kids though. Adam Mokler and oh God, I just had his name and I forgot. I just made a noise. Luke Beasley.
Luke Beasley is good.
Yeah, they're 21 and 22.
I like Aaron Parnas. Do you watch Aaron Parnas?
I've heard about him, but I'm writing him down now.
Aaron Parnas.
That and I've been living in the China talking about how much they're making their handbags. So
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sad. I don't know why my webcam, because I said, okay, let me switch to the webcam, and it lit up, and then the light went out, and it's just like, F you. Nobody wants to see your face tonight. Like I had makeup on and everything. I thought I was cute.
I know. Did you hate that? I've made my face up and now it's seeing me.
Right? Oh, wow. I'm going to have to do some trouble. I need to change my whole setup here anyway. And so this is just going to inspire me to hyper focus on that later.
You know what we haven't had tonight was soda. Where's my soda? I haven't seen Soda in like 3 weeks now.
Really?
I don't get to see him anymore. She doesn't love me anymore.
Oh. That's sad.
After she gets her master's, then she'll start getting soda. It's probably just, yeah, I was going to say it's the cherry on the sundae that she just doesn't want to deal with right now. Chasing around a Maine Coon and picking that up. You're muted again.
Oh,
I got goop on my lips and he'll get cat hair all in my lipstick.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the worst.
I forgot about that.
I was telling you about how soda turned into, or not soda, Scotch turned into a harlot this evening.
Ooh.
This afternoon. Sat down with me, put his head in my hand, and proceeded to insist that I scratch his neck for the next 25 minutes.
Which made me jealous because I have roommates and not pets, and all of the kittens that I had the pictures of are all boys. So I am not getting kittens in 4 weeks.
Well, you have to understand, Scotch doing this is like a once in every 6 months kind of thing.
Never know when they get older. Selah started turning into a pet slut too, from being the, standoffish girl to, hey baby, here's my tummy. So, and she was about 12, I think, or 13 when she started doing that. Yeah, I think we had
are 8.
See? They're only 8? Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, they're only 8.
Then heck yeah.
But they might not live much more than 12.
Right, because I know that's why I said, am I putting it the right? Maybe it was 10, because Say was mostly Maine Coon except for the fur. So, and she was 12 or 13, I think. So
Yeah.
they don't live long, unfortunately. So, but I do have a tabby that will live probably at 20.
Yeah.
And an orange one on top of that. Now I've just got
Dawn,
her.
do you have pets?
Oh, Lord have mercy. So we'll start with the two Chihuahuas that are the terror of the cul-de-sac. And then the 6 cats. There used to be more, but we're down to 6. We got 3 boys, the Void Bros, and then 3 girls with various attitudes.
You need to show pictures next time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I
And then
had
3 guinea pigs.
3 guinea pigs. Oh my God.
Yeah. So we've got, that's, what is that? Carry the one, 11.
And are these ones you've acquired, your roommate acquired, or they had acquired?
So when we came together, it was 3 households coming together. So Nana
Right.
came with 3 cats. One of them passed away. I
Mm-hmm.
came with my kitty, Kasima. She passed away. Then Kim and Princess, they came with, they had 2 cats. Both of them have since passed away. So with the exception of 2 of Nana's cats, everybody else is a new acquisition. They came to us
So
varying ways, like the Void Bros, the first 2, the twinsies came to us when Princess and I were leaving a Marvel movie with a good friend of mine, a couple, and they turned to her and they say, "You want to see pictures of the kittens we're fostering?" And I'm like, "Thanks. You mean the kittens that we'll be adopting when they come of age? Thank you very much. Thanks for that."
I know my friend was bummed when she said they're all boys because I've been waiting. They're the shorts I did on them, and it's like I already
Mm-hmm.
have names and everything else. And she knew I'd be easy to get
Oh.
rid of 2 with me, no problem. And I got the
Mm-hmm.
text at like 4 or 5 o'clock that said they're all
They're all
boys.
boys. That is so unusual, first of all. But why, you
I
don't
know.
want boys?
No, Papa Cat wants only girls.
Oh, well, okay, we'll blame Papa Cat.
The dog I get will be a boy because I want to know
Mm-hmm.
where it pees. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, no, I think boys at this point would be more of a problem because they'd want to mark
Yeah.
with the 2 girls that are 7 and 8 years old. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But so I agree with him there. But the
Mm-hmm.
dog will be a boy. And hopefully it
Yeah.
won't be bigger than 10 pounds. So
Mm-hmm. Good.
even though I want a husky.
Kristen F., out here in nursing school, we say C's make degrees. Just pass. Just pass. It's all good.
That's awesome.
even C's get degrees. That be the way it
Yes.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And,
That's
you
when you get
know,
that higher education stuff that you have to get decent marks for.
Yeah, I
right.
have to get I've got a 1 credit course that I took this quarter that I've done nothing for all quarter. And so I'm so tempted to take the F, y'all. I can't tell you how tempted I am to take the 1 credit F.
You're so close. You're so close.
Come in.
That is not what I will be doing. I will be
Thank you.
working over the weekend
Good.
to get all the work done for the 1 credit course.
Yeah.
I was
You
gonna
can
say,
do
well,
it.
no wonder you're stressing yourself out. Okay, here's time for the back slap, right upside the head, Missy. It's like, oh my God, woman,
You got this.
you
You
will
got
do this.
this.
It will be fine, and you will just be making yourself tired this weekend.
Yeah. But you can sleep
No, I've
after.
got it.
It's fine.
Yes, of course you've got it.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? That I'm not even like worried about.
Well, I really expected that I would be an anxiety ball of nerves right now at this point because next week is finals week, and so there's several things due next week. But if y'all remember, I was saying that the professor told all the students that they could use what they wrote to be part of their literature review for their cumulative project. And my response was, in my head, well, can I use what I've already written for my cumulative project to make this 3-paragraph research synthesis? Since you're saying they can take that 3-paragraph research synthesis and make it part of their literature review? But I wasn't going to say anything because I didn't think that was a valid question. But I talked to my friend who's got her doctorate, and she said, absolutely, it's a valid question. You should ask. So I emailed the professor, and you know what? Good night, Professor.
Good night, Professor Kakon.
Good night.
Only girls in your house, too. Okay.
I emailed the professor, and the professor said, yep, you can use what you've already written.
Excellent.
Why do you have that
Work
face though when you said that?
So I don't have to write it.
Good.
Work smarter, not harder.
You're supposed to smile when you say that. Yeah, see? See? Fireworks.
Fireworks.
This is why I don't want an apple.
I can make little hearts too if I do it right. There you go. What else can I do?
I'm safe
That's a
and
StreamYard thing, though. You can do that with a webcam. It doesn't even have to be a phone.
I don't want to know how to do it. I'd be
Oh,
doing
you
it
don't even
behind
have
me.
to. You just you make a gesture by accident, and the next thing you know.
Or on them, yeah, on apples. But I mean, they're not here, and we don't have to worry about those until Papa Cat retires and wants to become my producer. Because we only quit after 8 years. If we're not at 250K by 8 years, then we'll quit. Because that's when Aaron got his.
Okay.
That's fair.
That makes sense.
That's fair. And that puts us at 2 hours, y'all.
Yes.
Okay.
Yay.
Do we do Minnesota goodbyes here? Or?
Nah, we do 2 hours and bye-bye.
We do 2 hours and we're done.
Yep.
I like that.
Yes.
So I'll be on tomorrow from home again because I figure I'll start with my bodyguard next Monday.
There you go.
I'm going to have one of my big little brothers who has worked security forever and he just hasn't gone through the latest version of the California security card, but he knows everything. So he's legitimate, and I am actually paying him real money to do it. So he will be legitimate, and he will be with me for the first 10 days that Papa Cat's not around. Because being home for 7 weeks has brought back my social anxiety disorder.
Okay.
So, but I'll be there on Saturday with Papa Cat.
You're going to go down Saturday. Excellent.
It'll be my first day back at the org. So.
Okay.
And what are you doing?
You, I'm sure.
Huh?
I'm sure they miss you.
Oh, I'm sure they do too.
I drove right by the Oregon Portland today, and I almost stopped just to see how long it would take them to pull the shades on me.
You were good. You were good at that. You were like a pro. You would just walk out and be like, "Hi."
I drive by in my blue car, and if they see it, the shades are up. If they don't see it, the shades, I come up and I'm like, hi.
Right, exactly.
Just walk up and be like, boo.
So you're going to be from home tomorrow, but at the org on Saturday. And then are you going to be on Sunday?
Where are you going to be, Dawn?
I'm going to be at work tomorrow.
Saturday,
I don't have anything planned now. Tomorrow, a friend had messaged me about a protest on a bridge.
Yay!
I might do that, but it's like right after work. So it depends on how my back is doing real good today. It depends on how it's doing after work tomorrow.
Well, remember to sit up straight and tuck your butt.
Well, oh no, I can't tuck my butt. Tucking my butt is kind of how I got into this problem. So I over tucked and compressed a disc in my back.
You just can't do it the right way, can you?
No, why would I do anything? I have to do it, the right way with a little extra.
Welcome to my world.
So I overcorrected lordosis, and so here we are.
Yep. Maybe because we're all protesters, that we're all just a little bit off.
Oh yeah,
Just
yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit.
Just a little
Just
bit.
a little broken in different ways.
Yeah, I know I am.
Indeed. Okay, y'all.
All right.
I will see y'all on the flip side.
And you're doing
Sounds
Sunday.
good.
I'm doing Sunday.
Yes. Yes.
What
That'll
time?
just,
6:00.
and it will just be
Alrighty.
a chat, or
It'll just be a chat.
okay, just make
Sounds
sure that people don't start reading the book already.
No, the book is the first Sunday in July.
Right. Not hard,
First
guys.
Sunday in July.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
so ciao bellas.
Catch y'all later.
All right. Love ya.
Love ya.